most of all, I love this subject. I could talk about it, I think, the entire day. But my problem is the English. That's why I was so stressed. So, but I try my best. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. I try to speak slowly. I try to put everything in my slideshow, so maybe it's gonna be easy to explain. We're gonna talk about forgiveness today. Né? Forgiveness, you have to choose forgiveness, because it's a decision. You have to let go what happened, and you let go of your anger, of your hurting, of what happened to you in the past, because it's in the past. So you're gonna start with what is forgiveness. Forgiveness is the act of pardoning an offender. In the Bible, the Greek word translated forgiveness literally means to let go, as when a person does not demand payment for a debt. Jesus used this comparison when he taught his followers to pray, "Forgive us our sins, for we ourselves also forgive everyone who is in debt to us," is in the Bible. So since the beginning, forgiveness is there because we are humans, so we make mistakes. Forgiveness brings a kind of peace that helps us go on with life. Because if you can't forgive, you'll be stuck in the past and what happened to you. So you can't move on. So you can forgive even if you still remember. But with forgiveness and time, that hurt will fade. Because the people thinks that forgiving someone or some situation means you have to forget what happened. And you don't need to forget. It's takes time to forget what happened, to take a look at the situation and don't feel that hurt anymore. So I think this is part of our life, what happened, because our life is just like a roller coaster. We are not 100% happy every day of our life. Sometimes bad things are done to good people. Betrayal came in many forms. You are betrayed by your friend, wife, husband. You have been humiliated and beaten. Your beloved children are being turned against you by a vindictive ex-wife or husband. Someone sexually abuses you. Someone steals your savings. Someone murders your child or loved ones. So bad things happened. But we're gonna back to these topics, but what I'm trying to say is forgiveness is a process you cannot rush. Can be more easy for Malika, more hard for Maria. It's every person has your personal time to forgive someone, to forgive a situation. But without forgiveness, our soul are tied to what happened to us in the past. Forgiving is not for others. It's for you. It's benefit you. Because without forgiving, you can't move on. Forgiving is not forgetting. It's remembering without anger. It frees up your power, heals your body, mind, and spirit. Forgiveness opens up a pathway to a new place of peace, where you can persist despite what has happened to you. Forgiveness suits, forgiving allows closure, forgiving allows you to move on, forgiving can heal. You have to believe and have faith that everything that happens in our life has a purpose. It can be to make us evolve, grow as human beings, fight our ego. So you have to have in mind that forgiving, it's good for your health. It's proven from many scientific studies that forgiving can help your health. You'll be, because the people can't forgive others, they'll be stuck in the past, and you'll be blocked for new relationships. They can develop depression, anxiety, many other problems. Comes from a lack of forgiveness. So, but it's difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's easy. Yeah, because depends on the situation, depends the relationship that you have with the person. So we have some steps that we can work to forgive someone. First of all, acknowledge the hurt. Who hurt you and why? So you know about the situation. Acknowledge your emotion about the harm done to you. What is the context of the situation? Don't sweep the pain under the rug. That's okay. He betrayed me, but it's okay, but it's not okay. So you have to acknowledge that the hurt happened, and you have to admit that you are hurting, so you know what you have to heal through it. So it's the first step. You acknowledge that you are hurt, and the situation that happened, you picture in your mind, and this is the first step. That's there, okay? So second step, consider how the hurt and pain has affected you and your behavior. How has the pain changed you? The pain has changed you, or just like I'm not trusting any friend anymore. I don't know. I don't want to be in a relationship with a partner because the previous one has betrayed me. So has your behavior changed? So pay attention on that. Acceptance. Accept that you cannot change the past. It is what it is. Acceptance allows you to move on. Yes, it's in the past, so you can't change it. Accept. Recognize the benefits of forgiving. Choose to forgive the person who's offended you. You have to choose, because forgiveness is a choice you have to make. Letting go of anger and resentment can help you to keep calm, improve your health, and increase your happiness. Forgiving others is a key to receiving God's forgiveness for your own sins. Be empathetic. All of us are imperfect. We make mistakes. It's not because the other wrong you are not perfect. In some situation you wrong another person. That's the life that's happened. why you are so upset about it, because their behavior was so condemned that you can see that you could to do the same to other person. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. You are not perfect. Just as we appreciated being forgiving, you should likewise forgive the mistake of others, because when we do something wrong, you like to others to forgive us. If the other don't forgive us, we're gonna be upset because I'm asking for forgiveness. I'm not perfect, you know. So you have to do the same for the other person. But sometimes it's very difficult because, okay, we are talking about a betrayal, we are talking about a friend, a wife, or children that told you something you not agree with. But sometimes that's more deep, because when, for example, someone kill your loved ones, and now how to forgive this person? Because if you're not forgive this, you're gonna suffer more and more and more. So we continue.
Livia, hold on. Before you continue, can you move up to the previous slide? You're doing it fantastic. Ladies, this is an important slide because this goes like the step-to-step of how can I forgive. No, the first thing is that I need to acknowledge those feelings. Yes, I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling comfortable. And it is okay that this is happening. And as Livia said in step 3, I accept that I cannot change it. No, step 2, I just jumped. The pain affected me and affects my behavior. And forgiveness can be towards any situation, towards any being. Obviously, according to Master Jesus, he speaks directly to the person to person. But we have to heal every situation. For example, just what Sumi was sharing, no? She fears that things are not going to be the same or aren't okay. It's affecting her behavior, her way of thinking. Who will she have to forgive? Maybe COVID itself, maybe a virus, you know?
Yes.
Condemning something, but it is the same. That hurted me. That created a negative emotion in myself. And now I am behaving different after this happened. I have to accept that this just happened to me because of this pact of souls that we did at the beginning. We are not living things random. We are living what we have to live. We are gaining the experiences that we need to gain according to what our life purpose. And then we recognize the benefits of accepting this situation. No, forgiving, and in the step 4 is a decision. Is I have to make peace with this. I have to make peace with this situation, or I have to make peace with this person, because if I don't do it, I am conscious that I'm hurting myself and maybe others with my behavior, with my way of thinking, because fear is the most contagious thing that you can imagine. Actually, there was a tribe that they didn't know fear. And when somebody came to attack, like the leader of it, at the first time that some new group get close, the leader told the soldiers of the group that discovered this, don't tell anybody, don't allow fear to enter into the village, into the people, because after this happens, it's very difficult to come back to normal. It's very difficult that the people will open again. As Livia was mentioning, you can have many circumstances in which you feel bad and you create a crust in your heart. For example, if somebody fell in love and didn't have a good experience, to fall in love again for that person is very difficult because they already create a shield. And to really open with innocence as a child is very difficult because you already say, no, I don't want to live this. But get to know that there is no experience exactly the same as before. Every experience is completely different. But we will repeat experiences until we learn the lesson. And the lesson in life, most of the time, is to forgive. And it includes forgetting. So it is a decision. It's not something that comes natural. You have to work hard in yourself in order to be able to forgive. It's a decision. Because we will say, yes, but for her it's so easy. She forgave. And I don't know how she does it. I don't know. It's impossible. Well, forgiveness is for brave people. It's not for everybody. It's for people to evolve. It's a step in your spiritual evolution. So it is like to change an addiction. I will change the bad chemistry that comes naturally in my brain to a positive chemistry. It's a quantic jump.
When I was doing the research at the internet, I was looking for many people around the world that the parents that forgive the killer of their sons. And what I was very, touched, but because for me it was very difficult. I couldn't imagine this, and they share some experience after that, because exactly the same. They are stuck in the past, so they can't move on. So they share. Some of them write a book, some of them create a foundation to help others, but 100% of them work in helping people after what happened. So they choose to help people after pass for this trauma, but this happened after they forgive the killer. Yeah. So some of them spent 5 years, others 10 years to waiting to forgive. So, but sometimes takes more time.
And when you're able to do it, it's like you change in consciousness. You are in a different place. You completely changed your world and your perspective towards every situation. And that's why you can pass to the 5th step, which is being empathetic. And it is the complete understanding that everybody can make a mistake and that we are able to forgive it. So yes, as Livia is mentioning,
isn't this easier said than done?
Completely. That's why Livia is saying for people took 10 years. But the thing is that if you don't do it, you don't move on.
You're the one. I feel if you don't do it, you're the one suffering the most.
Exactly. It's these constant thoughts that are, remember the endocrine system acting. Every time that we have a bad thought, we release a hormone, cortisol, adrenaline, whatever. And
that is sorry.
Yes, just to end up, sorry. Just to think in this is poisoning my body daily. To think in this bad situation, in this rancor, or in this thing that upsets me, or that makes me angry, or that I cannot stand, that I'm allergic to, however you want to call it, is poisoning myself daily.
Yes, that's in the end of the presentation, I put some quotes, and that is very good one from Nelson Mandela, and he told when you decide not to forgive is how you are drinking a poison and wait for the other person died. just like that. I don't remember, I put in the end of the presentation. That's it. You are poisoning yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Of course.
But I also think that it's very important that first you also have to forgive yourself.
Yes.
You know, that first you have to forgive yourself and then you can forgive the others, I think. Because you are always without thoughts, you know, and then, like Adriana was saying, these are poisoning thoughts that you are sending out, you know.
It works in
That's why I
both
think,
ways. You
so
have
that's
to
why I think it's, sorry, yeah. So,
yes,
yeah,
you have to forgive inwards and outwards.
exactly, yeah. Starting with yourself, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, Livia, sorry to interrupt, but this was very important to have
Yes,
it in mind.
I have two more steps that I put, because in some situations, as I told, I think the step 7, it's very important with this situation. You can't even imagine it that you can forgive someone. So the people that I found that forgive others, I think they have find some purpose after that. So that's important. But the step 6 say act quickly, work to forgive as fast as you can. Don't hold this feeling, because it's important to you to let it go about this anger, this feeling that you're holding into yourself. So, and these 7, don't lose your sense of purpose. We have to find meaning in what we have endured. Sometimes it's difficult because when you hold this feeling, what happened to your body? You block it. You block your chakras will be blocked, will be suffering as well. So the chakra that hold these feelings is a heart chakra. The heart chakra is responsible for acceptance and forgiveness. Open your heart chakra to the peace of forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is the root from which compassion springs. These qualities regulate the energy of the heart chakra, a physical and energetic symbol of love. When your heart chakra is blocked or underactive, you may experience the inability to forgive others or move on from past experience. Because when you don't accept to forgive, you are unbalanced. Your body is unbalanced. So when you balance your chakras, can help you to unblock it, this heart chakra, and helps you to forgive more easily. So some tips on how to balance and unblock your chakras: through meditation, essential oils, and or crystals. Repeat positive affirmations about love and forgiveness. Today I decide to forgive you. Today I decided to forgive myself for what happened. I love me. I do what I did what I think it was the best. So positive affirmations. You can do some Reiki. It's very good. You can use the Seihiki. Seihiki is works in your emotion. Eat healthy, and especially green vegetables, which is the color of the heart chakra. I think this I did it for myself. I didn't. If you eat healthy, because when you breathe, normally, I don't know you, but I'm looking for French fries, something, pizza, some comfort food for me. So when you need to unblock at your chakras, you need to eat healthy. It's good. It helps you. This is light that I dream of at night.
Okay.
So I need to share with you. And I wake up, okay, let me put this.
Very useful to remember the heart chakra. Remember the day that we went all in green and all the things that we can work, that we can do to help us. Great. Mhm.
Okay, let's move on.
When you say you forgive someone, this means that you no longer harbor anger, resentment, and pain in your heart. You have let go of the hurt and you are now in a better place. If you think it will be nice to talk to the person who hurt you, you can do it. Or you can imagine the person in front of you, or you can write him/her a letter. There are many ways you can work on forgiveness. But don't wait for your offender to ask you forgiveness. Not all offenders realize that they did, and there's no need to make you feel superior. There's your ego. Forget about it. Sometimes the offender thinks that is your fault, and that's okay. You don't need to prove your point. The moment that you realize that someone has hurt you and that you are feeling resentment towards this person, this means you need to forgive this person for what she or he did. Practicing forgiveness can have powerful health benefits. Observational studies and even some randomized trials suggest that forgiveness is associated with lower levels of depression, anxiety, and hostility, reduced substance abuse, higher self-esteem, and greater life satisfaction. Forgiving people are happier.
Yes, and I think that's the most important things you have to think about. That forgiving starts with you and ends with you. You don't need the other person. It's a way you can do it for yourself. You have to forgive the other person. How, as Barbara said, you have to forgive yourself. That I'm telling you something that happened to me in the past, and I have a situation in my life that that happened to me, and I wasn't able to forgive. So I look back to the situation, and I was always sad, angry, and I work in that forgiveness. So every day I look at the mirror and I saw this person, and I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, and as a mantra. And after, I don't know, 10 days after that, I was, how can that's not possible? I couldn't, because I forgive easily. So I always be like that. So this situation specifically was so hard for me, and I didn't realize why. And then I look at the mirror, and I told Livia, I forgive yourself. So I start crying. That was where my pain was coming from, because I didn't forgive myself for, I don't know, for not realize what this person was doing, because everyone around me saw it, but I didn't. So I didn't forgive myself. When I did forgive myself, everything, it's like I can tell you what, this is not hurt anymore. You know, it's in the past. I look there and it's okay.
You relieve the pain.
Yes. Yes, I release that pain. I think that works for me, can work for if you have someone at your life or some situation, because sometimes it's not a person, it's a situation, like this COVID situation or the political situation in your country, or something that you are attached on. So let's move on. Forgiveness begins and ends with you. Forgiveness might seem difficult to practice, but it's a skill you can develop. And yes, it can seem unfair. After all, they hurt you. But forgiveness can help you move past these feelings and find peace. You might accept that what happened is now in the past. Recognize that people make mistakes and begin cultivating compassion instead. It's good for your life. It's good for your health. And I put some quotes here. I don't know if you can read it. It's the three of them. It's from Nelson Mandela. Okay, for me, it's a good example then that you can forgive others and be happy after that, and let the past be in the past and move on.
As I walked out the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. So true. And forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That is why it is such a powerful weapon. And the last one, resentment is like drinking poison and hoping it will kill your enemies. That's a very cool one.
The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Mahatma Gandhi. Forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Jonathan Lockwood Hewitt, I think.
Yes,
Today,
it's an author. He has many books around the world about forgiveness, about love and forgiveness.
today I decided to forgive you, not because you apologized or because you acknowledged the pain that you caused me, but because my soul deserves peace. Naiva Stephen.
It's a poet. It's a poet that she wrote some books, and
I have a question here, which I always ask when the forgiveness topic comes. My question is, what if you keep forgiving a situation, a person, and the same thing keeps on repeating every time?
I think you have to change your with another person, different person, with the same person. The situation is happening. The same person.
Right.
Oh my God, I think it's our fault. I don't know.
Well, in that case, Priyanka, it has not been real forgiveness, because when we really forgive something, then that same thing doesn't affect us anymore. The person may not change, but you have changed. Your perception has changed. So that should not affect you anymore. If the thing repeats, means that I still have to learn something about that situation, and that I still need to forgive, to work.
So I should not be affected with the situation or with the person doing the same act again and again if I have really forgiven it.
Exactly. It shouldn't affect you anymore. I will explain. Let's Livia finish, and I will explain that a little bit further. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, there's two more quotes. This is from the Marianne Williamson. That's the author of The Course of Miracles. That's a book that you show us. She told, forgiveness is not always easy. At times it feels more painful than the wound we suffered. To forgive the one that inflicted. And yet, there is no peace without forgiveness. And the last one is from Jesus. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Okay.
There are the last words of Jesus on the cross. The last 7 words.
I think the message of forgiveness is very clear. We forgive to be healthy. We forgive to have peace.